Good morning. Welcome to Cruising Through on 2. My name is Chris. I also go by Sickwideglide. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified of any of our upcoming content, do yourself a favor and hit that bell notification at the same time. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's great to see you. So I have to be honest with you guys. It's not a great day for me. I hope today's a great day for you. My bike broke. So I'm in that place of, I don't know how to feel or what to do. I know I need to get it apart. It's just that simple. So let's kneel down here. Basically, guys, what we've got is a problem in here or a problem in here. I am not starting my bike up to replicate this noise. We're just not going to play that game, but understand that right now it's got a heavy metallic noise. My money is kind of leaning towards the transmission. I'm really hoping it's a compensator because the compensator is much cheaper and much easier to replace. The transmission is a much more involved ordeal, as you can imagine. Really, at this point, the only thing I guess I could say is on my ride out, something broke. Something gave up. And now I'm a bit stressed inside. I don't feel good. I need to tear this apart and figure out what happened. So since you get to join me, let's get into this. But first, coffee. Alright, so first things first, obviously, we got to get the cover off. Are we concerned with what's going on in there? I sure am. I want to get this off now. I want to know what happened. This is my baby. Nobody wants their baby hurt. Okay, now we got a straight shot. Let's see what happened. Mystery shouldn't take that long to solve. We're just gonna hook up the air right now. We're gonna get this done. Let's do it. Ready? Oh yeah. You know, when this thing's hot, it comes right out. When it's cold, whoo, that's a bear. For those of you that have seen this or maybe haven't seen this by chance, a lot of people do this now. Way back when this was new, this wasn't the way it was done. Guys were using pieces of metal and they were trying to clip it here. There's a little thing for those, and some guys still do that. I personally think that this is the easiest and best way. Always has been, in my opinion. So for those of you wondering, this is how you remove it. Just like that. Set her off to the side. Okay, well, compensator doesn't appear to be what's broken. Well, guys, it's my transmission. And there you go. So you hear that? Broken transmission. And here, I thought it might have been the comp. Obviously, it was not the compensator. Bummer. Well, time to start making some phone calls. Let's see what we can make happen. All right, guys, and just like that, we're back. We have our new transmission. This is a new to us transmission. Let's put it this way. And because I know you guys didn't get to see this, unfortunately, I stopped by Pretty Vinny's house to pick this up. He was awesome enough and kind enough to donate this to my cause, which is my motorcycle running. So I want to say thank you to Vinny. Please, guys, give him a big thanks. Hit him up on his Instagram. Tell him that Sickwideglide said thank you. We now have a donor transmission that is in really good condition. This is a takeout transmission, so all the bearings in the door are new. I Was able to pick up a door gasket today. There's one on here, but we're going to replace that. So we were able to pick up a door gasket. I got a top cover gasket. I got some heavy gear oil. Let's go around to the primary side in case we've all forgotten where we were at. I don't honestly know where I left off in the video. Where was I? Oh, that's right. I'm in my garage and we're working on the transmission. So now we just need to remove the clutch. We're going to remove the primary. There's a bearing race that sits on this transmission shaft. Now, there is a nice tool for that. It's made specifically for that. It's a special tool. But guess what, guys? I don't have it. I don't always have every tool at my disposal. So for that reason, we're going to go back in the day. This is what I used to use to get these off. I'm going to show you how this is used. These might be Snap-on tools, but this is something you can pick up locally at your local Harbor Freight or Lowe's or Home Depot. And I'll show you how these go together and how we end up using it to remove the race on the transmission. I'm going to give you a pretty good walkthrough of what we need to do to replace that gear cassette. We're not going to replace anything we don't have to replace. Everything that's good is good. We're going to leave it be. I'm not here to waste my time, and I'm not here to replace parts and spend money I don't need to spend or replace things that don't need to be replaced. So for that reason, I know that the cassette is broken. We're going to clean that out. Once we get this open, we're going to see what it looks like in there. It might look like complete garbage, guys. We might have a whole hellacious problem. Because the truth is, if any of you guys might have noticed, this transmission door does not have the shift drum, which lives here. The shift drum and the shift forks are missing. So I'm going to reuse those from my transmission, and we're going to hope that mine are just fine. This may not go exactly like the book. We're going to do this the easiest. We're going to take the exhaust off. We're going to just lay it here. We're not going to disconnect the O2s. We're going to remove the starter. It's going to hang there. We're going to take the top covers off. We're going to gut this transmission. Once we gut the housing, like I said, we'll clean it up. We're going to see what 6th gear looks like. Hopefully 6th gear is not broken. And hopefully we didn't get any kind of metal migration into the needle bearings that are inside of 6th gear or into the big ball bearing that 6th gear rides in. We're going to find out once we get in. We know nothing as of yet. So you guys know what I know. And that is that we've got chunky noises in there and chances are something broken in there. Let's get into this, guys. I'd like to get this flipped around. I'm going to set you guys up on time lapse. I'm just going to let you know ahead of time. I'm going to set you guys up on time lapse. I'm going to do my best not to speed through this because I realize that some of you guys like it when it's double sped and some of you guys don't. So I'm going to do my best to speed this up while at the same time keeping you up to date on what's happening. All right, so I'll just stop talking and we'll set this camera up and you guys can follow along. Guys, I just want to cover something real quick with you. If you're going to remove your clutch, now we're going to replace this whole transmission and I will most likely end up readjusting this at the end. But if you were just going to pull this clutch off and do some servicing, maybe put a new seal on the back of this or whatever, you don't need to undo this. You can leave your clutch adjusted just the way it is. You don't have to take the slack out of there. You can just take this out. Leave this adjusted just the way it is. Pull it out. Set it down. Don't unadjust your cable length. And once you put everything back together, you're done. You don't have to readjust. And then your clutch is always in the same spot for the customer so they don't have to relearn something. Just a tip. Just so you know, guys, this is a left-hand thread nut. So righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. So here's a bit of a quandary. So now, since I don't have the tool and I need to get this race off. What I would use is this puller and put it on here, but let's look at something. Oh no, we can't quite get there. So what does that mean? That means we're going to have to remove this, take this nut off to get this off. And in order to do that, what we're going to do is loosen the rear axle, and we're going to rotate this cam adjuster forward. We're going to put a bunch of slack in here. We're going to put enough slack in here that once we take this nut off, we can just pull this right off. And we won't have to put a jack under it or support it or anything. We're just going to allow the tire to move forward within the swing arm. So first step is let's get the rear axle loose. We're going to put all the slack in here. Just push the wheel forward. Once the wheel is forward, you'll notice we have a bunch of slack in our belt now. Now once we loosen this up, we'll be able to just pull it right off. And guys, let me jump in. This is a right-hand thread nut. I do believe it says so on the sprocket. Yes, it does. It says right here, RH thread. Just in case you get confused. This one, left hand, this one, right hand. Okay, now that we've gotten that bearing race off and we've gotten this side pretty much cleaned up, it's time to move over to the other side and get that side ready and pull the door. We have nothing now to keep this transmission shaft from sliding out. We're going to remove the top cover now, and then like I said, we're going to work our way over. So I'm going to pull these couple screws from this side, and then I'm going to walk around to the other side, and that's it. Once we're on that side, we're on the getting it gutted part. We got the top cover off now. Let's take a look in there. Yeah, can't really see much. I've pulled the shifter arm that's on the shift drum up and out of the way. You're going to want to get that out of the way because the shift drum is attached to the door. And so as you pull the transmission assembly, don't mind me looking down, I'll make sure I'm not tripping over things. It's raining outside as usual in Florida. You all know, I don't need to talk about it. Anyways, everything's been pushed in here so it's not wet. As I said, you're going to want to get this guy up and just set it up here. Next step, I recommend remove your dipstick. Get it out of the way now before you forget. Been doing this quite some years, and I have seen my fair share of people forget that this is in. Maybe even including myself. Many moons ago, I may have done that too. With that being said, let's just take an overall observance of where we are. We have got everything off from that side, from the primary side of the motorcycle, it's all off. So now what we're gonna do is, in order to get this door out, the exhaust has to come off and out of the way. So we're gonna remove our footboard, or at least the rear mount, and let the footboard hang. We're gonna remove the exhaust. And then we're gonna remove the clutch release cover. We don't have to do anything special. We're just gonna pull it off, and we're gonna make sure there's no metal contaminants and stuff like that, and we're gonna set it over here to the side. From that point, we will remove the door And once we remove the door, everything should come out. Unless, of course, there's broken metal and it's sticky and stuck, then, you know, we might have to fight it out. But for all intents and purposes, it's gonna come out. And then we're gonna see exactly what kind of carnage we got. Y'all excited? Good, because I am. Good news. No significant metal in here. The big piece. It's all right. We found it. We'll have to clean that out thoroughly, obviously. For those of you that are unsure, yes, this has got to get cleaned. Now, it's time to remove it. Let's see what broke. What I'm going to do, just so you guys know, I'm going to go on to the other side real quick. I'm going to go ahead and tap that with a hammer. What I'd like for you guys to do is tell me when this starts moving. Somebody just yell at me, okay? Then I'll know. I'll hear you. Oh, okay. Right away, we didn't even have to hammer it too hard. That was, you know, every once in a while, things just come apart nicely. So, let's see. Let's see the damage that we've got. I need that. Well, there it is, guys. There it is. Ah, found it. Hey, that's what she said. I hear you guys. Let me get my hands cleaned up just a little bit. I'll bring you on in here a little closer. What we found here, if you guys notice, there's something missing there. That's not supposed to look like that, I assure you. Can you hear that audible click? That's where these are engaging right here. They're slapping. So if this kept going, if I kept riding it in this gear, I'd just peel them all off. So fortunately, I heard it. I don't know when, why, where, I just don't know. But the second I heard it, I came off and then I rode home in first gear. So we were trying to avoid that gear. Here's what the transmission housing looks like for those of you wondering. It's not hideous. For those that were expecting like super huge carnage, it just didn't happen. I'm gonna do my best to clean that out. I doubt that we got any metal migration into these needle bearings. That's highly unlikely. It's really truthfully unlikely that it got into there as well, and I'll show you why. Because this is the surface that rides in that bearing, and if we just kindly skim that off, there's no visible or physical metal particulate, so I'm gonna guess that we got away with not damaging that bearing and not damaging that bearing. And this large bearing, let's go all the way around the bike, guys. So this large bearing over here, which is actually behind this seal, we can't see. You guys can't hear anything, and neither can I. And the reason we can't hear anything is great news, because there's nothing there to hear. So the bearing's working. It doesn't have any grind in it, no grit, no chunks, no sand feeling. It feels very, very smooth, and it is not audible. So I think we got away with it, guys. I really do. I think these are the surfaces that those bearings would ride in, and we can always double check that. And again, no visible metal particulate, and I don't feel it on my finger. So that old dog will hunt right there. We're gonna clean out all of this. We're gonna double check everything here. We're gonna remove our shift drum. This is our shift drum. We're gonna remove this and our shift forks, which are both here and here. Give you guys a better look at this assembly. So these things have to go over into this door. Then we have to align our shift fork. So when I do that, you guys will get to see that go down. But let me get on to cleaning this. I don't know how much of that I'm gonna film, but you see it now. Just know that it's gonna be clean when we come back. We got this cleaned out really well, nice and dry, nice and clean. First thing we gotta do, pick up this airline. If we remember, is we've got a shift drum that we need to flip around. All right, now that we've got the shift forks flipped around, you guys got to watch that. There's not a whole lot of explanation that goes through. It's pretty obvious. We're going to take it off of this assembly the same way that it was positioned over here. We're going to put it over here. And then we don't have to worry about getting it right or wrong. And then we're going to oil up all of our locations that are going to ride on and in bearings. And we're going to lubricate our shafts and make sure that we have some lubrication going on as we put this back together. It's nothing overly complicated here. You see me doing it by myself here. It is definitely something that you can do by yourself. All right, there she is. New used transmission cassette now in. So something we're going to do real quick that I want to talk about before we close that door. We're going to come around here. We're going to grab this side of the transmission. We're going to just spin it, rotate. We want to make sure that everything is moving freely as it should. We are going to need to put that guy back where it belongs. And now that we're here, just kind of give that a pull, make sure the door is seated all the way, which it definitely looks like it is. Now that we're here, let's see if I can do this like this and you guys can watch from here. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering, how am I going to get this back on to the same place it was before? What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure. If you guys see on this shaft, there's haze. It's obvious where it used to be. So I'm going to measure that real quick, and what I'm going to do is either push it on to that distance or find me a piece of metal, a washer, or what have you that is the same distance or thickness, and I'll shoulder it and seat it against that. Okay, point 126, 125, that's the distance off the shoulder. Let's see if we can find something. I usually have washers that are, oh, look at this. Look at that, just that quick. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. So it's close enough. We're going to use this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to heat this up. And then I'm literally going to just push it on until it hits the shoulder. I'm going to hold this washer flat here. And then by doing so, that's going to give us our gap. See? See how easy that is? Okay, we're getting close. Oh, a little closer. Not quite there. There. I like that. It feels right. Yep, feels right, looks right. Everything's right. So what we did, guys, was we put that race back right where the bearing, where it used to be. So in theory, the bearing itself is going to ride in the exact same place that it did before. Now the race is wide. It does have a little bit of give, so if you're not 100% perfect, the bearing is still riding on the race. But the ideal position is we want the bearing riding in the same position on the race. And if I can get in here, let's see, this is tough to measure right here and get accurate because you barely touch it. All right. Damn. 122. And what was the thickness of that washer? It was 122. So good job on us. Look at that. Anyways, that's where our race is seated now. Good job. I want to say something here, guys. You see me moving this belt around. all these different ways and doing the things I'm doing. Just don't fold it. Don't fold it, and don't like bend it in half. Don't try to twist it. Like that the threads in these will break. These belts are very, very strong in certain directions, and they are extremely weak in other directions. I'm gonna put a light film of oil on the back side here, guys. Also, get that film of oil right here. Don't get it on the threads, but get it on the surfaces that are going to touch when you go to torque it. Because you don't want a false torque reading based off metal stiction. Remember, we didn't unadjust this. So, now on the go back, it should go right in, and it feels right. I don't think I'm gonna actually need to adjust anything. So now we're gonna change angles a little bit of change here. So we've kind of got the transmission in rather quickly. Let's get the exhaust back on it, and then let's get this thing fired up. Get it shift through the gears, and let's get it out on the road. If we take a look, looks like the weather's all right. Let's see if we can get this done and get a ride in. You know, it is Florida. I remind people of that all the time. For those of you wondering, I put 28 ounces. I also run the heavy. You don't have to run heavy. I just like it. That's my preference. Okay, that's it. Done. Time to go for a test ride. I'm looking for some feedback, guys. Let me know what you think of the content. What would you guys like to see? I can only make one video at a time, but I want to do my best. Please leave it in the comments and let me know what you'd like to see. This video, if you guys have noticed, I didn't add any music. I don't know how well this is going to go over, so let me know. I'm just trying different things to see how well you guys receive them. Because I'm trying something different, I just want to let this be at natural audio to see how you guys take to this. I hope you guys have learned something today. I hope maybe you got to see some things you don't normally see, and maybe, just maybe, you have enough confidence to attempt to do some of this yourself. Melissa and I had a great lunch on a river ship. Not exactly something I ever thought I would do in my life if you asked me as a young man, but I will say that it was one of the more memorable and enjoyable experiences of my life. Thank you, Melissa, for that, and thank you for joining me. I love you, babe. She seems to be doing great. Shifting well, riding well, just like she was before. Thank you, Vinny. He hooked it up very quick with the transmission. He was the first one to reach back and say, I can help you. And I replied with how much you need for it. And he said, nada. Come get it, dog. I got you. And I gotta say thank you for that. That is a huge, huge deal to me. Take care of those that take care of you.
Hey y'all. I know that we were just in Sanford, but we're back in Sanford.
Here we are, Sanford.
Today's adventure is one that I've been wanting to do for years, and we are aboard the Barbara Lee.
The good old Barbara Lee.
The good old Barbara Lee. The Barbara Lee is a stern whaler boat. It ships out of Sanford Marina, and right now we're on the lake. What lake is this?
Lake Monroe.
Lake Monroe, and it goes up and down the St. Johns River, and you get music and food. This is a stern whaler boat. It's 105 feet long, and it was built in 1986.
Woo! Still younger than us.
Did you have to point that out?
Well, it's younger than me, anyways.
Well, I was born before 1986.
I mean,
you do know how old I am, right?
You were 21. Every day.
Yep. Your husband right there. That's right. Forever 21, right?
That's a good store.
Oh, no. Our daughter wants to shop at that store. She's only 13, and I'm like, no. Not yet. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this adventure with us. We get to see some wildlife. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in Florida, and living life. You want to add anything?
I don't have much to add, guys. I'm just kind of mesmerized by the ripples on the water. If you just watch the water surface.
It's very calming.
Yeah, it's mesmerizing.
Yeah, let me turn you guys around so you can see.
It's very pleasing at the moment. Give him the pole. as always, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Stay upside and we'll see you on the flip. Have a wonderful week.